Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. Today you join me on a Friday evening. I really wasn't going to start this vlog here and I'm a little bit nervous because the sun is going down, but the sun was just perfect here in this room. So I thought it'd be a really great time to show you a few pieces that I got from Sezane. I always want to say Sezane, but I'm pretty sure it is Sezane. This is my first order from them. I always put so many things in my cart on their website and I never purchased, but I decided to pull the trigger this week and I think I picked like 5 or 6 items. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of start off this vlog here by showing you what I picked up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I do like everything because they are a little bit on the pricier side, which I think is what has been putting me off from actually picking pieces from their website because I want to make sure that I really do like them. So I think I'm just going to open this box and try on each piece here in the room where I usually do like my fashion haul videos. And fingers crossed the sun does not go behind the house. I feel like it's really close to going behind the house and I'm going to lose the light. So let's just jump quickly into this. Okay, so the first item that I picked up is jeans. Now, I feel like people talk about the Sezane jeans all of the time, and that is like the first item that I heard about, so that is why I went onto their website. And I have to say, I do really like these. These are the Le Crop in the denim blue, I think. I'll leave the links down below of everything that I talk about, but I actually really like the way that these fit. I like the color, but most importantly, I really like the length of the jean. Because I am 5'5", it is so hard to find the perfect length of jean. Either they're too short or they're too long, but I feel like with this length, I could totally get away with wearing sneakers or flats, or especially during the winter months like now, I could totally wear like heeled booties with these jeans, and the leg of the jean is going to still hit at a really nice length with those heeled boots. I really like these. I like that it's not like super wide leg. It kind of has like a straight, hi Cooper. It kind of has like a straight look to it. Yeah, I really like these. And I feel like they look really cute tucked in with a sweater or even like a button-up shirt during the summer months. I am definitely gonna be keeping these. Okay, I really liked the denim jeans that I just tried on, but these ones might be my favorite. So they are the same style in the Le Crop, but they're more of like a neutral creamy ivory color. So if you've been watching me for a while, then you know that this is the kind of color and style that I have been hunting for a really long time. I want to try to move away from like my starky kind of white jeans and bring in something that's still kind of in that category, but a bit more of a neutral and kind of works with a bit more in my wardrobe. And I feel like these are just that. I also like that they are a bit more textured. So if you actually look at them, I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but they almost look a little bit more like canvasy with all the different speckles. I feel like these would be perfect for this time of year, but then perfect for the summer months as well. Like if I'm going out to dinner in the evening, I don't want to wear dark colors, I feel like these would be a good like grab and go pair of denim jeans. I really like these. Next up, we have a pair of shorts. You're gonna have to ignore that I am not tan whatsoever. I feel like this outfit would definitely look better if I had a little bit of color, but I picked up these shorts because I have a pair, or I don't think they're even in my wardrobe anymore, a pair of shorts very similar to this, but with a black belt from Forever 21 like 7 or 8 years ago, and I wore those so much over the years to the point that I tried to find a replacement and just couldn't find anything. So when I went on to Sezane and I saw these, I feel like they were a really great alternative and really close to the style that I previously had. I actually love that the belt is really simple and is denim as well, so it blends in really nicely with the shorts and just has a simple buckle on the front. And the fact that they have deep pockets and they're actually kind of pleated on the front. So I feel like it's just a classic style of short. It's not super trendy. It's never gonna go like in and out of style. It's just a classic look. I would probably wear these just like this in the summer months, or with like a linen blend shirt thrown over or tucked in. This is kind of like my go-to a lot of times when it's so hot outside and I don't want to wear a lot of clothing. I will gravitate to a pair of shorts like this. They're a little bit more elevated to your simple like Levi's shorts that are really simple and basic. I feel like these are just like a step up from that. Okay, I'm kind of losing the light. The sun is coming through the window, but this, oh, I love this shirt shirt so much, but it does not look good on me, and I feel like I'm gonna have to return it. But it is so beautiful. It is so well made. It's a really great blue striped shirt with this lace detail. I just love all of the lace, but I just don't think I suit this kind of collar. In the photos on the website, the girl had it opened up just like this and kind of, I don't know, it just looked so good. But I don't know if it's because I have bangs and I have so much happening up here with my hair that the style of shirt just doesn't suit me. I also picked it up in a size small, and I feel like it looks okay in terms of size like this, but as soon as I pull my arms up, it gets quite tight and restricting. I almost feel like I should have sized up to a size medium. I definitely would have kept it if it was more of like a typical college shirt, something that I could open up a little bit wider, but yeah, I don't know. I really like it though. It's so cute. I just don't think it works for me, so I will be returning. And then the final piece that I picked up, which I more so picked up as a basic, is this camel ribbed t-shirt. Sorry, I'm trying to button up my belt so I can show you how I would style it. So it is ribbed. I feel like you're not gonna be able to really see that on camera. You kind of can. And then it has a little bit more of like a shorter sleeve. So I feel like it looks a little bit more smart. I picked it up because I would wear it as a basic. I was thinking about using it more like a layering piece, but then when I purchased it and thought about it a little bit more, I thought it would look really nice with just an outfit like this. These are my tailored shorts from Abercrombie, which I talk about over and over again. If you watched my favorites video of 2025, you would have seen these in there for good reason. I wear them with so many different outfits, with vest tops, t-shirts. So that is honestly probably how I would wear this top for the most part. They had it in a bunch of different colors, but I don't really have a lot of like black basics. So that's why I picked it up in black. But now that I put it on and I really like the way that it fits and styles, I'm gonna look and see if they have it in a white and maybe even a gray as well, just to have those basic colors to rotate through. Okay, so I managed to get that all done before the sun goes down. I feel like that was pretty successful. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but the fact that I only really need to return one piece is pretty good. My wallet probably says otherwise because these pieces were not cheap, but I feel like they are probably worth it for the quality, and I know I'm gonna keep them for a really, really long time. But quickly before the sun does go down, I say that I'm gonna move now into a room that has no sunlight. I wanted to show you quickly what we are gonna be doing this weekend in terms of house projects. Let me get the light to adjust. Okay, that's probably as good as it's gonna get. But we have been talking about for a few weeks now about redoing the closet in the guest room. There has been a few vlogs a couple months ago of me kind of redesigning this guest room. We kind of switched the office and the guest room and completely redid both of them. The guest room is still a work in progress. The office is pretty much done, so at some point I will show you that. But the guest room is still kind of like, I don't know, I've kind of put a little bit of a pause on it because I'm pretty indecisive with some things. But one thing we did want to do is change the closet. So with it being a little bit colder this year in Florida than normal this winter season, we have accumulated a lot of sweaters and jackets. We also have like a lot of formal wear. Andrew has a lot of suits and things like that. We have a lot of things in our closet that basically doesn't need to be there year round. Therefore, we wanted to change the guest room closet to be a little bit more like user friendly and like be able to be a storage space for us, but at the same time have a space for our guests. So if anyone does come over and they need to hang things up, they're able to do that. I'm gonna show you what it currently looks like, which is a mess. You're gonna probably see my cat's hanging out here on the bed. It's still a little bit chilly outside, so it's really cold downstairs and it's warmer upstairs. So they have been hanging out on my coat in the guest room. But let me kind of angle you so you can see. Hopefully it's not too dark. A dumping ground for all things that we don't want in our bedroom. I have like all of my winter coats. We have drawers here that are just filled with things. This is actually my wedding dress sitting here in these boxes. And then we have a ton of like bedding and stuff that I just don't know what to do with. So the idea is to completely change this. So we went on to IKEA and picked out kind of like a ready-made, like create your own closet formula based on the size of the space. So the idea is that we're gonna have, I think, I might be remembering this wrong, but I think it is shelving in the middle with some drawers, and then we're gonna have 2 rails here and then 2 rails on this side as well, and there'll also be storage space at the bottom and at the top. So the idea is to make it a little bit more user-friendly. We kind of section off things and just make it more of a closet, because right now it is just a dumping ground. I feel like when you have closets that just have this metal rail, you can't really do too much to the space when it comes to storing things. So we need more like shelves and drawers. So that is the plan. We ordered that on IKEA and we actually got it delivered yesterday. So we are gonna do that this weekend and see how far we go. So I will bring you along with me for that, and then hopefully the fun part, which is organizing the closet and then reorganizing our main closet as well, because it definitely is filled to the brim. I have so many sweaters, which is so ridiculous, but I don't want to get rid of any, but I would love to be able to store them away because obviously I don't need them in the spring, summertime. I think I'm gonna put away the mess that I have now created in the office. Andrew should be home in a minute for dinner, and I think we're just gonna chill out. We're currently watching The Traitors, the celebrity version. I'm just gonna sit down because my arm is aching from standing here with the camera in my hand. But we are watching the US version of The Traitors, but the celebrity version, which is just like, I don't know. It's silly, but at the same time addicting. So we've been watching that, and I think a new episode came out yesterday. So we'll probably make dinner and watch that. We're also watching Slow Horses on Apple TV. If you haven't heard of that show, definitely highly recommend. It is so good. We're on the last season. I think we only have like 2 or 3 episodes left, but I know they are working on a season 6, so that is super exciting. But I am gonna probably just sign off for this evening. I'll catch you tomorrow. I also want to share some of the books that I read in January, so maybe I'll go over that tomorrow or Sunday. All right, change of plans. Andrew has actually decided to make dinner, and he is on the phone with a friend. So I thought it would take a few minutes to run through the books that I read in January. Now, I kind of had a little bit of a lull during the holiday period. I really didn't read any books, so it took me a minute to get back into the rhythm of reading. That being said, I did finish 3 books in January, which I was pretty proud about. All kind of different a little bit in what they are about. The first one I picked up is called The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. Now, before I get into the book, I did want to mention that I picked this up from thriftbooks.com. If you are looking for secondhand books or more affordable books, I definitely recommend going on there. It's like a little like Amazon, but for books. And basically they pull books from all the different bookstores around the country or like charity shops and sell them directly to you online. And the prices are really great depending on the quality of the book. This one I'm pretty sure was kind of put in the like okay category, but it's only a little bit worn on the edges. But other than that, it was in really good condition. And I want to say I maybe paid like $4 for this. This is exactly what it is in the title. It's about the Alice Network, which were spies, and they were all female during the war when Germany was taking over France. It's all about their story and a woman trying to find her cousin and kind of backtracking to maybe where she was throughout the war. It was a really, really great book. I will say it was a little bit tough for me to read. I think that was just because it was my first book coming back to reading, and it's a little bit more lengthy and a little bit more detail than like an easier like just romance book. So I think that's why it took me a little bit longer to finish, but I did end up finishing it and enjoying it. I would probably give it like a 3.5 stars. Not my like top favorite history war book, but definitely still a really good read. The second and probably favorite book of the month was The Women. This was all about the Vietnam War and the roles that women played during that war. I actually borrowed this book from my mom, and I really enjoyed this. This is another Kristen Hanna book. If you are familiar with The Nightingale, you're probably familiar with all of her other books. This is a really great book. I would probably put it up there with The Nightingale, which was probably my most favorite book when it comes to kind of wartime. Although it was a fictional book, it still had a lot of facts and information about the Vietnam War and what it was like back then during that time. And I really was not familiar with the Vietnam War, so I really enjoyed reading this and learning a little bit more about it. And it kind of made me want to do a little bit more research and maybe find a few more books that are kind of during that time frame. She just writes so well. She's one of like the few authors that I read that I actually am crying while I'm reading. I feel like a lot of people do say that books will kind of like make them a little bit teary-eyed, but Kristen Hanna is probably one of the only authors that I actually thoroughly cry while I'm reading her chapters. So I will give this a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I really hope that they also turn this into a movie or TV show like they are doing for The Nightingale. And then the third and final book that I read in January is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book of the Chestnut Springs series. So she has multiple different series. I read all of The Rose Hill, which is a 3-book series, and this is the first one of 5. So I am going to be picking up the second book. Her books are just really enjoyable. They're romance, but they have a little bit of spice to them, but they're not like super extreme. They're really easy to read. I really enjoy reading these books between books like these, where they're a little bit more heavier, a little bit more detailed, a little bit more information. Maybe I need to take a little bit of a break when it comes to these sort of books, so I will turn to a romance book like this, as it's a little bit lighter. I get through it a little bit faster and I enjoy what I'm reading. And then on to what I'm reading for February, probably the only book I'm gonna read in February because it is gigantic and I feel like it's a little bit of an old news series, but I am reading The Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I've had this on my bookshelf, honestly, probably for like over a year and a half now. I read all of her like Throne of Glass, the ACOTAR series, and then I moved on to The Crescent City. But I think at that point I was burnt out on fantasy books, so I just could not get into this. I remember starting it on the way to a vacation that we had at that time, and I got to like page 50 and I was like, I can't keep reading this. I've got to read something a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more romantic-y, and a little bit more easier to read. So it's been on my bookshelf for a really long time. I actually have all 3 books, which is why I'm telling you this is going to take me so long to get through, because I'm going to obviously want to finish the series. I am 232 pages in, and I want to say this is probably like 1,000 or 800 pages. Yeah, 800 pages. So it's definitely going to take me a hot minute to get into, but I am glad that I'm reading this. Now that I've kind of started it over, I've gotten through the first couple pages when they are doing like world building and you're kind of getting familiar with all the characters. And now that I'm kind of past that, I feel like I can get through this quite easily. It's just going to take me some time because of how chunky it is, and the other 2 books are just as chunky. So that is my plan to read these 3. I have kind of given myself a little bit of a ban on buying books. I really wanted to go to Barnes & Noble the other day, but I was like, I cannot do that because I have so many books on my bookshelf that I need to read. So I'm just going to share 4 others that I'm hoping to read, hopefully in February or March. The first one is I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhon. I've had this book on my shelf for years. It is literally brand new. I remember picking it up in the bookstore and really wanting to read it, and then I think I just forgot about it, honestly. So I have put it in my to be read pile. It's another kind of history book, but it looks quite lighthearted and easy to read, so I do think I'm gonna really enjoy reading this. The second one is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is one that I picked up from Target a few months ago. I started reading, I actually have a bookmark in the page that I'm reading. I'm on page 47. I don't know if it's just the way that it's been printed. It's on like really white pages, and then the font is really quite large compared to like normal font. You can kind of see the slight difference. I don't know if it's because it's on the really white pages that it's kind of just thrown me off on reading, or if I just wasn't really in the mood to reading like a love romance book, but I do want to finish it because I've seen this a lot on TikTok and people saying that it was really good. Next, I have another Sarah Adams books. I actually have a few of her books. The When in Rome book was really good, and another really easy read. One of those books that you can just finish in like one day if you're going on vacation. These books are so easy just to bring with you in your bag, and you'll be able to knock them out quite easily. This one is Practice Makes Perfect. I picked it up along with a few others that I have on my shelf of hers. I think at that time I went back into the fantasy world, so just never reached for this again. So I'm definitely gonna be trying to knock this out. Maybe I'll do this between the Crescent City series just to kind of break it up a little bit. And then the fourth and final book is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, I think is how you say that. It is a TV adaptation on Netflix. It came out maybe like 2 years ago. Watched that and really loved it, so I really wanted to get the book because I always know that the book is gonna be better than the TV show or movie. So my brother got me this for Christmas a few years ago, but I have not picked it up. It's been sitting on my bookshelf, so I do want to read it. It's another like war fiction story, but it is so good. It's about a young girl that is blind navigating through the war, and she's in hiding, and it's just such a good show. If you are maybe not a big reader, but you love watching those types of shows, highly recommend it. It is on Netflix. Definitely go and watch it. But this is on my to read shelf as well. So I have a huge amount of books that I need to read. I got these four, and then I've got the Crescent series as well. So I feel like I'm gonna be pretty loaded for the next few months. I definitely have a few books that I want to purchase, but like I said, I put myself on a ban. I'm gonna get through what I have on my shelves and then we can go from there. But yeah, that is all of the books that I am planning or have read. Now I am actually gonna go downstairs and eat dinner, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for the closet renovation. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday. It actually is the afternoon. We've just come back from having lunch at First Watch. We did a really long run this morning, so we decided to go treat ourselves at First Watch, but now we are gonna start doing the closet in the guest room like I mentioned yesterday. So I'm actually gonna clear out the entire closet now and move everything here into the office. Andrew is kind of just looking at all the instructions at the moment because it's from IKEA, so everything comes in like separate boxes and has different instructions for each piece. So he is gonna be looking over that while I clear out the closet, and then we're gonna get started. I think I'm just gonna put you on a time lapse throughout the whole time of us setting up the closet because I feel like that's gonna be the most efficient and probably the most enjoyable to watch without us literally just going through each piece. So I'm gonna put you on a time lapse while we do that, and then I'll come back to you when we're maybe almost finished and then when I'm putting everything back in the closet.
Tomorrow feels like sunlight spilling through the blinds. I don't know if I'll reach it, maybe I won't mind. I keep returning, tracing steps I left behind, as if the past could teach me what I'd like to find. Across the floor, I try to hold the moments, learning more and more. The lightest touch from you is all I can afford, and hope that what I give is something you can adore. And all this time I wonder, am I getting closer to you? After all this time, have you made up your mind? I don't know where I'm going, but I'm wanting more. I keep returning, though I've left some things behind, and maybe now I'm closer to what I left to find. What I left to find. What I left.
It is way into the evening now. We are pretty much finished. I wouldn't say we're 100% done with the project, but we're at a good point that I think we're just gonna stop here and maybe return tomorrow or next weekend. But we have just put the doors back on. I finished painting the frame that I never finished when I painted this room, probably like a year ago at this point. We still need to paint the doors, so On the inside, they are still white, and I did start painting the edge here on this side, but not on this door. So that's the only thing that I would need to do is finish painting so the doors are all the same color. But this is what it looks like right now. So I just picked this exact kind of like shelving unit from IKEA. You can kind of build your own to however you need based on the size of your space. But because our closet in the guest room was kind of like a standard size when it comes to these types of closets, it was easy just to kind of pick one that was already kind of picked out for you. So we went with the one that had the drawers in the middle, some shelves on top, and then the railing. I don't know if it's focusing. And then the railings on either side. We are gonna live with it for a little bit because I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it the same setup. We did talk about maybe getting rid of this rail or moving it up here and then taking these shelves and moving them down here, and then that way I can hang long coats and long dresses. So I think we're just gonna kind of leave it how it is, play with it a little bit, and then kind of see if we want to make any adjustments. But it really is nice that we have these drawers so we can store some things that we don't want in our main closet. I am actually going to sit now and start editing this video and kind of see how long it is and if I'm going to end it here or I'm going to keep going. It is Saturday night. I usually upload Sunday mornings, but I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a later upload tomorrow. But I think I have enough footage for one vlog, so maybe this will be like part one of the closet, and then we'll do a part two when I get to the rest of it. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day. I'm actually just about to head to the gym with Andrew, and we just walked Cooper, so I'm fresh faced. My hair desperately needs a wash, but I was just editing this video and it's about 30 minutes, so I think I'm gonna end it here. We still have to do a few things with the closet like I mentioned, and I still have a bunch of stuff here around me in the office that I have to go through that was once in the closet that we can probably donate or give to friends. But this week coming up, I'm back to fashion hauls. I have a H&M order that I'm gonna be running through with you. But if you did enjoy this style of video, a little bit more of like a daily vlog, let me know down in the comments and make sure to give it a thumbs up. I will be uploading again next Sunday for that H&M haul, but until then, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye!